I was wondering, are you guys getting a lot of requests for a refund stating that the item hasn't been delivered, but if you go to your tracking, it's showing that it was? I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. This is John with Severe Thrifters. Let's go over a few things that I sold, and we're going to talk a little bit about the topic for today. So let's get into it right now. I got, I think, 9 things, maybe 10 or 11, who knows. Let's see, we've got 1802. Right here. $18.02. This is a Tennessee Vols hoodie. They're having a great season right now, football-wise. I think they're 8-0. And so their stuff is actually pretty hot right now. So if you have Tennessee Vols clothing, apparel, whatever it is, you might want to consider getting that listed. 1851. $18.51. This is a Columbia fleece vest, full zip vest. I've been selling a lot of those lately. I think just because the temperatures are right for just that type of thing. 2134. I actually put it in here. I thought I did. Yep, here it is. If y'all don't know what this is a Pyrex bowl. It is one of the older, this design on there, I'll show this to you. That is called Gooseberry. One word, Gooseberry. Sold for $25 plus shipping. Be on the lookout for that design of Pyrex. Now, I just released a podcast. It's on Spotify and a lot of other podcasts as well. Talking a little bit about Pyrex. So you might want to go check that out. It's under Severe Thrifters. Just search that in the search bar of whatever platform you use for your podcast, and it should come up. I think we're pretty much everywhere now. So there's a really cool story behind Pyrex. So check that one out. $373. Pair of shoes. I'm going to go in the other room and grab those. Right here, $373. They are the Brian Sumner 1979 skater shoes. You can see the old label, $373. I'm actually right around, what am I at? Over 2,100 listings. I mean, between my sold and active. And so what I've done is anything that's over 240 days old, I went ahead and created a promotion to make it all 50% off. So these shoes were part of that promotion. So they sold for $19.49 plus shipping. A little low. They're in great shape, but I'm glad to have the space back and get them out of here. $13.90. That is a DVD combo, I think, and it's right there. Right here. That is what brand was that? Oh, Sylvania. No remote, but it did sell for $30 plus shipping. Those are always great pickups, the VCR or the VHS DVD combos. If both sides work. I've got another pair of Merrell hiking boots. They happen to be part of that promotion for the 50% off. So they actually went pretty cheap. It was a great deal for somebody. You'll see here in a second. They're in the other room. I'll show those, but definitely Merrell hiking boots sell really well. And here I'm saying that when they've been in my store over 240 days. So I'm kind of like lying, aren't I? 416. Somebody got a great deal on these. These are beautiful looking hiking shoes or hiking boots, but they're gone. That's the important thing. We got to move our product, right? All right, we're going to grab an order that they bought 2 items. 1923, 1924 are over here. One was right on top. There's the other one. So, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce these correctly, but they're these Alaskan, they're handmade in Alaska. Nuni, N-U-N-I, Nuni dolls or figures. The buyer purchased both of these. I had them listed separately. And I think the buyer lives in Alaska, so they're going to go back to Alaska. I picked them up for, I think, $1 each at a garage sale. And sold them for the pair, $20 plus shipping. I'll take that. Before we move on to any other sales, I wanted to talk a little bit about the topic today. What I've had the last couple days, actually it was last week, I had 3 different requests for refunds. And the reason for the refund is these are 3 different buyers, 3 different items, 3 different states. Is they said the item was not delivered. Now I find that strange because if I go to the tracking, it's showing as delivered. And I know that there could be a million different reasons for this request, because if it was me, I came home, it said it was delivered and it's not here, I start to question, okay, where's it at? But my first instinct is to go to the post office or contact the seller and just say, hey, could you check your tracking? It says it was delivered. I don't see it. Could you just kind of let me know if you have anything different in your tracking? Then you contact the post office and say, hey, you showed it was delivered. I don't have it. What's going on? You know, obviously it could have been stolen. They could have maybe brought it to the wrong house, put it at the wrong door, all types of things. But what I don't get is these 3 different buyers in the same week instantly wanted a refund. And I was like, to me, this sounds like a scam. Because I'm just like, come on now. I wouldn't go that route right away. I would be like, okay, I would message the seller and say, hey, do you know, or do you have any further information than what the tracking shows? And so what I wanted to do was kind of let you know the steps that I took in order to not provide a refund. Because in my opinion, and I could be wrong and you guys could disagree, I don't think the seller should be held responsible if it's in the hands of the post office and they said they delivered it, but the buyer doesn't have it. That shouldn't fall back on me. I shouldn't have to provide a refund for something that's not there. That post office screwed that up or somebody stole it. I do understand and I do agree that maybe I should be a part of the communication with trying to figure out what to do next. I definitely agree with that. And so what I did is, of course, you get a notification or a message from eBay stating, hey, this buyer wants a refund, and the reason for the refund is item not delivered. Then you go and check it, and it shows that it was delivered. And typically if you do the tracking details, it'll state kind of where they supposedly put the item, whether it was front door, front porch, whatever it was. So I checked all those. So then I went back, and my very first line of communication with the buyer, you have like 3 options, okay? You could, let's see, I'm trying to think in order of how it actually goes. You can provide updated tracking information. Then you can contact the buyer. Then you can offer refund. I am not going to offer a refund because my tracking shows it was delivered. I'm not saying that the buyer is lying. There are some instances where people are trying to get stuff for free, so that does happen. That is kind of a scam, but it's kind of tough to read between the lines and figure out if these particular buyers are actually being dishonest or if they actually don't have the item. It's very, you got to be, I guess you have to be ready for this scam or prepared for something like that. But then there are still honest people out there that maybe they didn't get the item or maybe their item was stolen. So I don't want to group them all into the category of everything being a scam. But there's one specific item. It was a t-shirt. This person had zero feedback. So I sold a shirt to California, zero feedback. They stated it never came, but they want the shirt. And I'm like, okay, first and foremost, if it showed delivered and you don't have it, but you want the shirt, I understand that, but I just can't pull another one out of my ass. Can't do it. So here's my question is, what do you do then? So these are the steps I took for all three. And I want you to know that I'm not saying that they're correct steps and that it's going to work for everybody. But what I can tell you is for all three of these different instances, eBay sided with me, did not give the refund to the buyer. So this is what I did. The very first time, say this t-shirt, we'll use that as an example. I got the message stating, hey, I want my item or a refund. Obviously, I can't pull another shirt out of my butt and send it. I don't feel like I should have to because that's not my bad. So what I did was I contacted the buyer, and what I put in the comments or the message that I left for them, this is the first step I took, was, hey, sorry to hear that your item's not there. Please check with your neighbors to see if the package was delivered to them on accident. Follow up with a visit to your local post office and talk with the carrier and see if they know more or have information to where maybe they put that package. Please let me know. Thanks. That was all I put. Those are simple little things that the buyer should be doing in order to, I guess in a way, in order to be looking for their package properly without me having to give them just an instant refund. So those are a couple steps that they should be taking. So then a day or two goes by. I think it was another day, 24 hours-ish. You'll get another message from eBay saying, reminder, you need to take care of this problem. They want a refund, yada, yada, yada. So then what I do is I go back to the order. I go to the tracking number. I click on it and I copy and paste the tracking number, go back to the message that eBay sent me. And then on that other option that you have, update tracking information, click that. And then you can go ahead and paste that tracking number into that line and send that to the buyer. I know they already have it, but for me, it's just another step that you're taking to help figure out a solution for the buyer. So my first step was a message saying, hey, check with your neighbors, check with your post office, let me know what's going on. My next step was, hey, here's my tracking information. And what that tracking information is, obviously you're showing that you care about this customer. You're trying to find some sort of solution to this problem. And what has happened, about 2 to 3 days later, I have received a message again from eBay stating, hey, the case is closed. There was no refund issued to the buyer. Those are the steps that I took. That's all I did. And for all three of those, I followed those same steps for all three different items, different states, different buyers, and I didn't have to pay a refund on any one of those three. So, which is good for me. I don't think I should be liable for something that got misplaced when I did my due diligence. I got it sent off. There was a tracking number. I did everything that I was supposed to do. I can't help it if somebody steals it. I can't help it if the post office messes up and puts it at the wrong door. What I can do is provide you with some information to help you find some sort of solution to the problem. And I felt like I did that correctly. But they sided with me on all three instances. Again, I don't know if it's a scam. I'm sure one of them was, maybe two. There was one that I felt like was more legitimate. And the reason I say that is they came back and messaged me after the case was closed, and maybe this was a scam, I don't know, and said, oh, by the way, I found it. But thank you, so I have it now. So I thought, okay, well, maybe the neighbors had it or something like that. So I thought maybe that was a little more truthful. But now that I'm saying that kind of in front of a camera, it's like maybe they just knew that it got caught. I don't know. I don't want to say everybody's a scammer. You know, there's a lot of great buyers on eBay. A lot of great buyers. And there's a lot of great, honest people out there still in the world. But there's those select few that ruin it for everybody. So I don't know. Do you think that was a scam? Or do you think there was some honesty behind that? You'll have to let me know in the comments below. Well, let's keep looking at what I sold. There's another pair of shoes that fell into that time range, that promotion of 50% off. So I'm going to grab those, $371. These were expensive shoes, and I was really kind of hoping I'd get my asking price, but they ended up selling for $25 plus shipping. I don't have much into them. I think I picked them up for like $4, so it's not a big deal. But they're Polo Ralph Lauren driving loafers. They're a really cool colorway and everything, and a nice size. I had a real hard time selling them. I don't know why, but they're sold now. $20.83. Pair of Levi's 570s. Sold for $20 plus shipping. $253. That's an old one. Here we go. See if I can find that. $253. The promotion's done pretty good for me. I've sold quite a few items out of some of the older listings that I have. Now, what number was that? 253. I do know that I could have, here it is right here. It's a Canon battery charger. You just plug it into the wall. I know I could update my listings, maybe take better photos, maybe look at my title, my pricing, kind of redo all that. But I really need the space, and I've got a lot of stuff I need to get listed. I don't really want to take the amount of time to redo those. So I'm just dropping it 50% and trying to move this stuff out of here. So it's not going super fast, but as you can see, I had quite a few here just based off that promotion just for the last day. Gotta put this back. And my little duster. So I think we're good with that today. I think that's enough. Got quite a few things that I need to get packaged up. I got that Pyrex, so I've got to wrap that up really nice. I have that DVD combo, got to wrap that up pretty nice. Everything else is pretty plain Jane. The shoes, I just put them in the priority shoe box. Jeans go in a mailer, sweatshirts, fleece go in a mailer. Those little Noonie dolls, I'll wrap them up, put them in a box. Pretty straightforward. Good amount of money made here. Even at the 50% off, I still made money, so I'm really happy with that. I'm more ecstatic about the space that I'm gaining from selling this older stuff, because I'm starting to run out of room in here, and this is about all the room that I have for inventory. So I have over 1,000 active listings, so I really need to start just zeroing in on moving product, getting it out of here, and then relisting higher quality items. So that's my goal. I've got some areas that I'm cleaned out, so I've got some cheaper jeans and things that I'm putting on there right now just to kind of get them up and get them listed. But I really am, when I'm sourcing, I'm focusing on like higher quality items, things that have a quicker sell-through rate, and maybe a little bit of a higher of an average sale price, just so that I'm not like suffocating my inventory room with small, slow-selling items. So that's my main focus. Of course, I've got enough stuff in my death pile to constantly be listing probably for the next 2 months. I have plenty. And so as far as sourcing goes, I'm being a little bit more particular because of that. I don't want to just load up. I don't want to have to get a storage unit and pay a rental fee each month for stuff that's just sitting in there. I would rather be a little bit more particular on the things that I am sourcing, listing, and selling. So with all that being said, I hope you guys learned a little bit. I'm still wondering if maybe a couple of those were a scam. I don't know. Make sure that you like this video. That really helps push, it helps in that algorithm, that YouTube algorithm, to kind of help push my video out to more people. And then to subscribe down below, hit that little bell or click on it. That'll give you a notification when a new video comes about. That also helps in the algorithm. But what I'm going to do is get this stuff packaged up. I'm going to get out of here. I'll kind of do a quick show of what I have. Here it is. And let's get that packaged up. And I'm going to head on out of here. This is John with Severe Thrifters. See ya.